us all think. How's everybody doing this grand morning? We're going to talk about the mirror, the matrix, and the strong soul. And yes, you were not born in the peace, you were born in the fire. So, what does it mean to live your life as one who divides, one fuels chaos, and one who places themselves above another? Well, in a world already built in divide, every time we engage in judgment, condemnation, or insult, we are feeding the very program we're born to break. You see, to insult another instead of gazing into your own reflection is to abandon your own healing. To live in superiority is to forget the truth of your origin. To judge another's walk is to ignore the change still on your own soul. We are here to remember, not to condemn, not to compete, not to control, but to see clearly, to remember who we were before the world told us what we'd be. Modern science tells us that we are made of stardust. The same elements forged in explosions of ancient stars are the ones who form the bones and breath and the blood. You see, the agnostics' wisdom and the ancient philosophy go even further. They say you are not just made of stars, but you are older than stars. You are the divine spark wrapped in flesh, placed in assimilation that teaches through pain and illusion. And you are not just here to survive this world. You are here to transcend it. You see, the Matrix is a loop of fear and division. And this world is a system loop, a holographic prison designed to keep you asleep through fear, distraction, and separation. And every time you choose to hate, divide, or belittle, you are not hurting another. You are feeding the Matrix. You see, the agnostics called it the archonic system, a world run by false rulers, where souls were trapped in cycles of amnesia and pain. But the escape isn't outside of you, it's within. He who knows himself knows by the Father. And Christ said this. This world isn't just asking you to fix others. It's asking you to see yourself. Everything is a mirror. Every trigger, every insult, every conflict, just a reflection of your own unhealed self. Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. But you're not fighting them. You're fighting you. And every time you stop, you know, recognize strong souls were chosen. Understand that. You see, some of us were born into fire. Toxic families, abandoned losses. We weren't raised in anything easy. Why? Because we weren't meant to be ever falling asleep. We were always meant to stay awake. And trust me, let's just face it, that life kept us awake. The things most people don't even comprehend or even understand. But see, strong souls are not born in ease. And they are actually initiated into chaos. See, the trauma didn't break you. It was your initiation. You see, you saw too much and you felt too deeply. And you knew way too much too early. And it made you different. Made you awake. See, that pain didn't come to destroy you. It came to set you apart. And in quantum physics, it shows us that everything is entangled. And what you do to another, you do to yourself. Every insult, every judgment, every act of compassion, it all returns to you. And this is not just philosophy. This is mechanics of reality. It's just how it is. See, the observer collapses the wave into particles, and consciousness creates the form, and you are the observer. So if you keep fading and feeding this system with fear, separation, and control, then you're just writing your own prison cell. I mean, look at nature. Look at the trees. Look at the stars, look at the birds, look at the butterfly. Not a single part of nature competes to be more worthy. No flower tries to outshine another. No lion attacks a lamb just for being different. It only attacks a lamb when it's time to eat dinner. But why do we? Because we've been programmed to. But the program, we have to understand, can be broken. And what we're supposed to be rising in is Christ consciousness. And that's the embodiment, not worship. See, the Christ was never meant to be worshipped from a distance or some idol. He came to model the divine pattern, to show us what remembrance looks like. He said, you will go do greater things than I, but only when you stop predistilling the external and start awakening to the internal. To live in Christ consciousness is to see yourself in every soul, to walk with humility, to reject fear, to embody light in a world of darkness, to break the cycle. See, you're not here to be a slave to the system. You are here to break the cycle. So when you're tempted to attack, pause for a moment. And instead, when you're tempted to compare, reflect. And when you're triggered by someone else's light or their actions, ask yourself, what part of you still needs healing? Because why are you triggered in the first place? See, you're the key. You always have been. See, the declaration, let's do this. Say these with me, okay? Let's make this our daily prayer together. I will not be another echo of fear. And I will not carry the frequency of division. And I will not judge another's walk through eyes of my wounds. I will mirror the divine. I will remember who I am. I am not this pain. I am not this program. I am stardust, spirit, sacred fire. And I was born to be awoken. And I choose truth. Here's some daily things that help me, can help you maybe. But mirror work is what I call it. Each morning, look into the mirror and say, what do I need to see in me today? The breath of truth, breathing. When triggered, breathe. Ask yourself, is this reaction my truth or my trauma reacting? Soul journaling, asking your soul daily, what am I here to embody today? And speak radical grace of yourself. Speak life. Even when others speak death, they are speaking, they are asleep. And you are not. This is a season of embodiment, guys. And we're not just awakening, we are becoming. So step out of the loop. Rise above the illusion. Because this time is now. You didn't come here to fit in. You came here to free others by being free yourself. So never forget that. How are you guys doing this grand morning anyways? But anyways, if you want to make a comment, please do. If not, make sure you do one thing towards your dreams every single day. It brings you one step closer. And make sure you recognize you're valuable and you matter. And your all-unique puzzle piece is a part of the ultimate puzzle of cosmos. Peace and love and hang in there. We'll see you guys next time.